the faith that's been shown in him by their under-fire coach, Stephen Kearney.
Jeremy Smith standing by. It'll be Chris Sando who gets us underway on Monday Night Football. The kickoff going down to the corner, and it's Bryce Gibbs who'll bring it back out on the first carry here for the Sharks. Both these sides don't have a great record on Monday Night Football, as it turns out. Eels absolutely desperate. The Sharks looking for their 8th win of the season as they score it early. Gallen playing in the same number he'll be playing in for New South Wales. Now he loses the ball, and I'll say it has been stripped out in the tackle.
Chris, put your hand in.
And it's Chris Sando who's been penalised.
Well, not the start that Parramatta were after. Paul Gallen getting a penalty for his team. Discipline needs to be strong tonight for both teams.
Yeah, come back, Parrot.
The Goyce tapping it. Going to Robson. Gives it off to Gibbs. Works it up to the 40-metre line at Parramatta's end of the field. They'll keep it going to the right-hand side for Kearney to shout it. Get it back on the inside there for Ben Ross. Well met by Manor and also Keating. The Goyce bypassing Gibbs. Robson was set upon there by Blair, who came screaming in out of the line and helped to shut down the Sharks' attack. Wright will play it. Lays it back forward to Goyce again. Robson putting it back underneath. Ross hammered too high. It might be Keating. It was up above the shoulders and from right in front, just outside the 20. The call here for the Sharks, and they will take the 2 points.
Well, an interesting decision here, not the high tackle. That was fair enough, but the Sharks, first time down here, elected to have a shot at goal. There was some high contact there from Keating on Ben Ross. I would have thought early in the game the Sharks have been looking to build a bit of pressure in good field position. And of course, if you think back to Origin 1, where Paul Gallen early in that second half elected to go for a shot at goal, that might be his theory. Get the points when they're on offer.
Might be a chance to give a little confidence boost to this man, Todd Kearney. You can watch himself on the screen as he aims up here, right in front of the uprights, just outside the 20. Didn't have a great night with the boot. He's kicking Origin 1, but he starts here tonight with a good strike. He'll get the 2 points, and it's the Sharks. An unusual scoreline, 2-0 after just 2 minutes of play.
Yeah, most definitely. But the Sharks like to play from in front, and Parramatta are showing their intent early. There's plenty of line speed and plenty of whack in their defence to start this game.
Do it over once again. Sando with the restart. It'll be Gibbs also once more who brings it back out. Stopped here by Paul and Manor. Fui Moi off the bench tonight for the Eels. Flip-flop between a starting role and an interchange role, and tonight it's the latter. Ross playing it just outside the 20. They go to the right-hand side for Kearney to link up with Bukuya. They've used that play for lots of metres so far this season. They play it here 15 on their own side of halfway. Kearney giving it to Gallen. Helped them with that field position by earning a penalty when he had the ball stripped by Sando. He was looking for another one right there. Thought he might have been in a dangerous position. Smith brings it back to the halfway line. They'll have one more play, and it's Kearney who will kick, looking to find the gap between Burt and Hayne. He did that, and Burt it is who brings it back out to be stopped there by Robson. Good set of 6 after getting the 2 points to put them in front here tonight. Kencio. There's been a bonus for the Eels in 2012. His form has been very solid. Now Manor to play at 15 on his own side of halfway. Keating showing it out of dummy half. Picked off there by Gibbs and also Jeremy Smith.
He's outside.
They'll go a kick early. One play early at least for Sando to pick out Matthew Wright. If you're going to go early, you need to hit the turf, and he didn't. And as a result, Wright will bring it back and play it here just short of the 40-metre line.
I think he changed his mind, Chrissy Sando. I think he was looking for a 40-20 and then realised he was over the red line. But you're right. If you're kicking early, you have to find space.
Carney turning it again. Back on the inside for Bukuya. This time the Eels. Ryan was there to make the tackle. With some help from Justin. Gibbs taking it across the halfway line. Handful of carries already for the front rower tonight. Now Carney goes across to Robson. Here's a chance for Colin Best, looking to link up there with Nathan Stapleton, who'll go to dummy half and get a touch in his return match from a knee reconstruction. 18 weeks after having that reconstruction, he is back on the field. It was a remarkable effort after having the Lars surgery. They replace the ligament with a fibre. Previously had it back in 2010, the second time he's had to have the same reconstruction. Now CO to play it inside the 30-metre line for the Eels. Bird slipping over as he came to the defence. He hurt himself here, has he? He is slowly back to his feet. He might have, you know. It's nothing back to his head. It was either a knee or an ankle injury. He went in pretty awkwardly, as it turned out. Now Paul playing it. Goes across to Roberts. His return to the NRL. Gives a chance for Ryan to get a touch. He'll play it just in Sharks territory. They'll get a full set of 6. A penalty on the last tackle.
Yeah, it's a cardinal sin giving away a penalty when you've done all the hard work. And keep your eye out for this young back rower.
Nothing over, eh? Right here.
For the Parramatta side, Matt Wright. He's been impressive in limited appearances for the blue and gold. He's a big strapping young man. He can hit a hole, gets through plenty of work.
A chance for the Eels. Manor will play it inside the 20-metre line of the Sharks' end. Now Paul going back to Bukuya. They're set for a play to the right-hand side. Sando waiting for it. They go to Roberts, though, instead, who will take them on. Isn't going to beat Smith nor Carney. Now they come back to the open side. Hindmarsh links up with Sando. And Hayne back on the inside. It wasn't the most rhythmical piece of play you've ever seen. Now Manor. Stop-start stuff as they try to find something. Now Keating goes to Hayne at the back. Roberts, quick hands. A lovely ball for Ryan Morgan. And the Eels take the lead away from the Sharks.
Well, it's a wonderful play there from Jared Hayne, becoming the link man. He's out the back and he sums it up beautifully onto Roberts. And then Roberts the catch and pass to young Morgan. Watch Jared Hayne there, just engage defenders, and they have to make a decision on the end. And I think it was Gordon who jammed in when he didn't need to. And that's a tremendous start for Parramatta. And when you're in good field position, you have to have polish on the end of your sets. And that was fourth tackle. But they look sharp. There was good rhythm to their play. And don't they like to get away to a fast start, Parramatta?
They looked much better when Hayne led the first receiver there and linked up with Roberts than they did coming the other way on the previous play when Sando offloaded to Hayne back on the inside. Luke Bird tonight, even though he passed the 250 game mark in Canberra 2 games ago for the Eels. They're celebrating it tonight, their first home game. And a chance to leapfrog Ryan Girdler into 8th position. The all-time point scoring list. If he can kick this, yes, he can. An arrow straight shot from wide out from Luke Bird. He makes it the Eels 6-2 over the Sharks.
And that will do the world of good for young Ben Roberts. The catch, the pass, under pressure. It was beautiful.
Stay on.
Todd Carney with the restart, a floating one which bounces down to Chris Sando. It's Justin Paul who brings it back out for the Eels. An early try after a penalty goal in just the 2nd minute from the Sharks. Now Manor has been averaging less than 40 minutes per game for the Eels this year. As we said in the pre-game show, something of the forgotten man of the front rowers for New South Wales. Now a mistake by Matt Ryan. And after points They put themselves under pressure just 30 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, it's unforgivable after you scored a try. At the very least, you've got to get to your kick, and they're things that are just non-negotiable in a football team.
Jared, all the way in, mate.
You've got to get to your kick. And that was just a lack of concentration to drop the ball. Just puts his team under a huge amount of pressure.
De Gois from the back of the scrum. Carney linking up here with Matthew Wright. Sando tracking across the field, made the tackle. They're just outside the 30, and here's Best. Back to the midfield, picked up there by Manor. Keating was involved, and so was Paul. A chance to hit back and at least level the scores in this set of 6. Jeremy Smith working it forward. Really made 8 tackles, a couple of carries of the ball now for the back rower. They go to the short side. Carney linking up with Bakuya. He was into something of a hole. It closed pretty quickly there between Ryan and also Morgan. The Gois has to wait for it. Carney grubbering. Nobody else knew it was on, but he might earn them 6 more tackles. Yes, he will.
He got his foot to it. It stayed in the ruck.
He was kicking for himself there, Todd Carney. It's been a strength of the Sharks this year to put the ball in the in goal and build momentum and pressure off the back of it. And Todd Carney chasing through his kick. Makes the tackle in the in goal. He's looking sharp when he drifts across the line, though, Carney.
Hey, holding my leg. Hey, I saw that. It's all right, didn't impede you. Let's play. Make sure it's behind the line, mate. No earlies, Chris. No earlies. Stay on.
Jared Hayne with the goal line dropout. And only the Melbourne Storm force, on average, more goal line dropouts per game than the Sharks. Something they've done very well. A monstrous game for dropouts against the Raiders in Canberra earlier this season in the midst of their 6-game winning streak. Now Ross. He'll play it about 25 away from the Eels line. De Gois waiting. Finds Robson. There's Carney out the back. Gallen's there as the first man option. He went straight to Blair and also Paulo. Now at the death, Gallen gets a ball away. Gois will be set upon by Blair, who did well to stay alive on the play and make the tackle. Just inside the Eels 20. Carney grubbering again. A chance here for Gordon. Burt beats him to the ball, though, and they'll force another goal line dropout.
Yeah, again, good defence by Parramatta. That was the most impressive part of their performance against the Dragons last weekend, their ability to defend their goal line. The wingers are working hard. They're dropping back when the kick's been put in.
All right, no,
he's a smart winger, Luke Burt.
Stay on.
It needs to be a good kick to find him out.
Really taking their time to catch their breath. The veteran, nothing to it, he says. I've done that a million times over the course of my career. Easily beat Gordon to the ball. Gibbs brings it back. Play one, possession heavily in favour of the Sharks. Early in this one, after 13 minutes, Robson goes to Ross. They'll play it 30 metres out from the Eels line. De Gois looking for an option. Robson floated in behind to play the ball, so De Gois goes himself. Now he comes back towards the right, proving to be hard to stop. He's only 15 metres out here when he plays it. Wright gets to dummy half. Through Gibbs. Smith showing it to Gallen. Stopped there by Matt Keating and also Hindmarch. They've got 2 plays left. The back, delayed pass with Robson did very well to reel in. Under pressure there from Chase Blair. Last block, good. Carney will kick it back out towards Luke Burt. Gordon versus Burt again. Burt missed it. Gordon comes up with it. But they want to check it.
Well, he had a good shot on it to Luke Burt, and here we were only moments ago, wrapping him with his ability to snuff out chances when the opposition kicked the ball. And this one here from Carney was pinpoint, and Burt, he was the only man contesting the football, got his hands to it and just loses it into the arms of Stapleton, and the Sharks have hit back. They're all onside, but they didn't panic there, the Sharks. Parramatta had defended well, but it just shows the importance of cleaning up those kicks. And if you don't, you are made pay.
Our video referee tonight, Rod Lawrence. He did a couple of looks at it. Didn't seem to be too much wrong with it. There was a collision there. Ryan Morgan getting underneath Ben Pomeroy, but that had no part to play, and Isaac Gordon grabs his second of the season.
It's been a real strength of theirs, the Sharks, the ability just to put the ball in the in goal. They can do it 2 or 3 times, and even if they don't score points, they don't panic. They just go through the process once more, and eventually they wear teams down. So it's good maturity, good confidence.
And now a chance for Carney. Struck one early in the game from right in front pretty well. As we said, it would have been a confidence boost after a below par performance for New South Wales in Origin 1. Some of the more colourful locals trying to put him off. It didn't work though. He struck it nicely. And the Sharks find themselves back in front at 8-6. Just over a quarter of an hour gone here at Parramatta.
He's doing it nicely, Toddy Carney. He's teasing the defence at the moment. Hasn't really taken the line on, so to speak.
Stay on, Joseph.
A reassuring start for both Carney and Shane Flanagan. A little nervous. Just see how Todd handled the disappointment of that effort in game 1 for New South Wales in the Origin series. The Sharks yet to make a mistake. 7 from 7. 3 of those sets coming in the lead up to the try by Gordon. Gibbs to play it. 25 on his side of halfway. Smith. Step off the right, then off the left. Hindmarsh nor Paul. Fooled by the footwork. Here's Gallen coming to the middle of the field, getting another offload away, giving it to Carney. He found Ben Ross in turn. And they're back at the halfway line after 4 plays. Good meters again from the Sharks. Certainly eat up plenty. Now Pomeroy proving to be a handful. Grabbed there by Hindmarsh and Roberts, and eventually Keating. They take him to ground, but they're just 35 metres out on the last play. Carney looking for the in-goal area. Wouldn't mind it staying in play, which is what it does. And as a result, they'll have Hayne pinned in a corner of the field. Good set of 6. Back of the points. Here's Morgan. Getting a solid tackle there by Jason Bakuya. Really rattled him. And he gets up limping as Burt did in an earlier set of 6. Problems for the men out wide on the left-hand side of the field for the Eels early in this one. Hindmarsh's ball, it was forward. Justin Paul loomed up on his outside, and Nathan didn't realise he was in front of him when he passed the ball to him. Ryan Morgan looks to be okay. Everybody pretty happy with things at the moment.
Well, he's not a noted passer of the football, Nathan Hindmarsh. I don't know whether that was the time in the game to actually put one on. The opposition had just worked their way downfield from putting points on the board. And then your first set of 6 after points, you turn it over cheap. A midfield scrum. Watch for Todd Carney here.
Comes to the left-hand side and gives it to Colin Best. Tries to step through the tackle there of Sando. We've got some help from Joseph Paul. Robson to Gallen. Met there by Paul, who slaps at his arm as Gallen hangs onto the jersey. Paul taking a real chance at giving away a penalty there. Almost overdid it. Now to Goyce from dummy half. Going to Robson. Here is Carney. Quick hands. Good hands there by Pomeroy. For the line. He got to the line and over it. He was held up.
Great desperation from Parramatta. They came from everywhere. Some lovely hands from the Sharks.
Hey, time's off, time's off.
They created a number. Push and shove.
Tim, let it go. Hey, Jared, no. You've got the ball, just don't lose it. Jared, I'll penalise you if you kick it. Mate, no, you need to relax a bit, okay? Ben Pomeroy's play the ball. Tackle 3. Yeah, play the ball here, boys. Ben Pomeroy's got to play it. Tackle 3. Ben, you got to play it, mate. Tackle 3. Now, dummy half, Isaac. Tackle 3, wait for the whistle.
Boys getting a bit frisky in the in-goal area. Pomeroy comes back out to play it midway through this set of 6. Robson goes to Smith. Now Carney. Second man play this time for Wright. best. One-on-one there with Chase Blair. And the young centre wraps him up 5 metres out. Stapleton to Gordon. Right. A chance then to catch them out, but they were aware down the short side. Paulo made a good tackle. On the last, they come back to Carney. The kicker, well, he shanked one. That one went 15 metres backwards. It's put Isaac Gordon under all sorts of pressure. Did the Eels touch it? No, they didn't. It'll be a changeover back at the 40-metre line.
Well, I can't believe that kick from Todd Carney. He is shanked it. It's off the side of the boot and it's gone backwards. I think he was looking for a crossfield kick to his winger. Well, that's great relief for Parramatta. I've never seen anyone kick it like that.
We talk about a confidence builder early on. After that, now Sando goes to Chase Blair. And the Eels can't believe they find themselves in this sort of field position. Pass to Paulo, which was almost forward there. A real floater as it turned out from Ken Seo. They're 30 away from the Sharks line. Now Keating going across the face of him, giving it to Roberts, who got to the outside of Carney. And he linked up there with Morgan. There was something on again for Parramatta. Last play, a grubber by Hayne. Almost collects Steve Lyons there. The referee had to do a bit of a Watusi to get out of the way of it. And Wright brings it back out for the Sharks. Now a ball slapped at by Hayne. Played at, they will say, and 6 more tackles. That'll be the 0 tackle. He was out quickly from marker. And now gives away a penalty. Not a great 30 seconds for the Parramatta fullback. No. Here comes Nathan Hindmarsh. Asking the question there to Henry Perenara. He said, no way. You can't afford to give away cheap penalties. Teams are too good in this competition. They get an advantage and they take it. Carney had no trouble finding the line. A better kick this time around, and they're 30 away from the Eels line for the Goyce. They go to Robson, now Gibbs. Straight and hard, and stopped there by Hindmarsh, and also Paulo with some help from Keating. Go back to the short side. Smith links up with Bakuya. Well read though by Ryan, and Keating once again. Getting through a lot of work, 16 tackles. Here they are, defending their own line again. The Goyce going at them from dummy half. They pick him off, and he's 5 metres out. Goes to Carney. Here's Robson, grubbering. Gallen gets a chance. Hayne under pressure. He did very well to pick it up and find the field of play. Yeah, he did very well. Jared Hayne, he was under pressure there from his Origin teammate in Paul Gallen. And now the Sharks were keen to get off their line and dominate the early tackles. And both teams giving away cheap penalties, piggyback penalties, and releasing the pressure. And that's a wonderful touch finder from Chris Sando. The Eels will go on the attack straight away. With a real chance there, and almost gave Stapleton a chance to play the ball, but it found the line. And here they are inside the Sharks 40. Or Paul played the ball by Paulo. They're going to say
you're not square.
There was some interference there by Gibbs, who wasn't square at marker. He was lucky then.
Not square in your A-ring.
Very. Could have easily gone against Paulo for an incorrect play the ball. Instead, Justin Paul running it straight at Isaac de Goyce. And he'll play it just outside the Sharks 20. Well, they had the early lead, then it was the Eels. The Sharks back up top at the moment. The Eels, there's something to say about that right here. Ryan getting some attention on the ground there from Jeremy Smith. To his head as a result also. Now Sando back on the inside for Ben Smith, who is fresh on the field. His first action in the NRL for 2012. And put it down straight away. Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it? Because the build-up is nice from Parramatta. But they're just dropping the ball at crucial moments. And that's a lack of attention to detail. You know, you've got to make sure that your first touch is a good one. Gallen brings it back to almost the halfway line. Fast play. The ball will give them a chance to Put the foot down. Carney found Bakuya. He bounced off the shoulder there of Keating. Hindmarsh, not for the first time tonight, takes a chance by grabbing the legs. Missing the tackle, ending up in an awkward position. Fafita is out there for the Sharks. He plays it. Carney goes to the air. Some pressure here on Hayne, floating back with it. He knew Pomeroy was coming, and Pomeroy wraps him up and forces yet another goal line dropout.
That's a great sign of strength from Ben Pomeroy, because we've seen in the past Hayne catch that ball in this position and just pull away from the defender. But not only does he make good contact, Ben Pomeroy, he puts him in the end goal, and the Sharks once again earn themselves a repeat set of 6. They haven't made a mistake with the football, Cronulla. 13 times they've had it, and they've completed on each occasion.
They're only trying tonight, came off a goal line dropout. 2 of them, in fact, back to back. They can convert one here. Gallen bringing it back. Still perfect they are. 13 of 13 with the ball. Robson finding Fafita. He takes it inside the 30-metre line. Stopped there by Smith and also Keating. Played the ball either, gave Smith a chance to wind up. They look for an equally quick play the ball here, and it sets Carney off towards the left-hand side, linking up with Best. Well stopped there though by Sando. He plays it. The Goy scampers to dummy half. Comes back to Wade Graham. Good tackle by Keating, and also Hindmarsh stop him in a hurry. They might have hurt him as well. Carney rubbering or kicking off the outside of the boot, in fact. Not cleaned up by the Eels. It worked out okay. Taken to ground and forced by Ryan Morgan after he made the error, and they will get another goal line dropout set coming up right here.
Well, here they go again. It was a difficult kick from Todd Carney. It was going over the head of young Ryan Morgan. In the end, he did a good job to clean it up. But they don't panic. They continue to build pressure on the opposition. But I must say, Parramatta are handling it well. Again, they're being aggressive off their line. They're not being passive. And they're making good contact. They're very effective.
So their defence certainly has, in recent weeks, a much better effort against the Dragons. A bit of a heartbreaker in round 12 tonight so far. And all this pressure, also been pretty good. Here's Fafita. We'll play it. Mitch Allgood is out there now. Justin Paul going back to the bench for the moment. De Goyce comes to Robson. It's Wade Graham. Chase Blair stayed with him, and they're taking to ground. We'll play it just inside the 20. Here's Carney on the short side. Once again, a hole opened up, and then at the death, he fired a Hail Mary ball back on the inside to nobody but Joseph Paulo.
Yeah, that was a panic play from Todd Carney. He didn't need to do that. Great work taking the line on. You know, the opposition, he's been teasing them. They're expecting him to pass, slice through defenders. He'll be disappointed with that, Todd.
The moment he swaps sides with Jeff Robson, who's out there on the right-hand side, as the Eels work it beyond their 30-metre line through Allgood. Now Roberts gives it to Ryan. Again, a play which didn't quite come off the way I'm sure they intended it to. Well, he's putting up a midfield bomb from inside his own 30 because of the pressure. The Sharks were able to apply, and then luckily for Cronulla, Stapleton grabbed it as Sando was about to pounce. Wasn't the kick they were looking for. It almost worked out beautifully for Parramatta. Sando has given a hand width of coming up with the ball and scampering off for a try. Now Gallen. Played about 42 away from the Parramatta line. In a 2-point game, De Goyce taking it to the line. Back on the right-hand side this time. Getting plenty of touches tonight. Some good, some not so. Now right. To the line, giving it to Wade Graham. And he'll play it eventually. He's tackled just inside the Eels 20. Last play once again. This time it's Robson at first receiver. He kicks back towards Luke Bird. Isaac Gordon a chance once again. Bird comes down with it, but they'll take him into touch.
scrum.
They are just dominating at this end of the field.
Yeah, they're playing some really smart football, Cronulla. And how good is it to see a 5'8" like Todd Carney playing both sides of the field? The other impressive thing about his performance so far, other than that one mistake, is he's now taking the ball to the line.
Chris.
And he's engaging and he's trying to use his running game when the opposition are tired. Early in the game when they're waiting for him to run, he's handing it off to other players. He's using them up. And then when he senses an opportunity with a tired defender, bang, he takes it.
We've already had 17 tackles inside the opposition 20, the Sharks. Now Carney coming across to link up with Wrights. Using up some gas defensively on their own line, aren't they, the Eels? There was no marker there for Feta. The inside ball from Carney, almost able to take advantage of it. He'll be barely half a metre away when he's forced to play it here after 2 plays. Slow play the ball, a hand in the play the ball is what the referee says.
Todd! Go there. What are you doing, mate?
He's going to kick for the line is what he's going to do and bring it back to around about the 10. They're back underway. Robson getting it 2 for Feta. 5 metres out to Goyce. Giving it to Colin Best. A beautifully worked play. Showed it again, did De Goyce. And he found Colin Best, and they've opened them up at last.
And that's on the back of pressure and not panicking. And it's a professional display by the Sharks. A real sign of maturity in their performances. Chrissy Sando giving away a penalty. It was a silly play. And Isaac De Goyce going across. And you see the deception there with Todd Carney looming out the back and Paul Gallen running that overs line. And when you got your 2 most experienced players running together, you would think that one of them is going to get the ball. And they just hold up the defence and allows De Goyce to turn it back on the inside. And Colin Best, with his speed and strength, is able to go between defenders and score.
105 tries now for Best, and this is 249th game. The Eels have been so game on their own line. Just the weight of possession had to tell. The Sharks now 20 tackles inside the Eels 20. Parramatta, by comparison, had just 4 at the other end. And total tackles, 151 made by Parramatta to just 64 for Cronulla. They've had almost 70% of the ball as well. To give you the complete picture. Chance to make it more than a converted try, the lead here with 31 gone. From a fairly straight approach, Carney has no trouble adding the extra 2. 14-6. The Sharks fans here in attendance tonight are happy. And John Morris on field playing game number 250 in his NRL career.
Been a good player, hasn't he, Johnny Morris? Been to a number of clubs, but he's been very versatile. He's found a position here at the Sharks, coming off the bench and filling in at dummy half and doing an outstanding job in tandem with Isaac.
So after going down to the Bulldogs 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Football, the Sharks, the team we know them to be in 2012 with Carney and Gallen both in tow tonight after missing that game against the Bulldogs on Origin duty. And here is Gallen playing it just outside the 20. Morris feeds it across to Carney. Goes past Bakuya and goes past Pomeroy as well. He puts the foot down. He's backing himself now, isn't he? Entered a gap there between Roberts and also Burt. Now a good strong tackle by Ben Roberts. Picked up Isaac Gordon. He'll play it. Back to Bakuya. But already they're back at the halfway line. A chance again to put some pressure on the back 3 for Parramatta. Waiting at first receiver. Goes back to Robson. He kicks it down the short side. Turns out Hayne will play at it. Bring it back to his own 20. They'll play it there from up against the sideline, doing everything pretty nicely tonight, aren't they? 18 of 19 sets the Sharks have completed.
Yeah, they're doing it well. But for Parramatta, it's about not panicking. I mean, they've had no possession. They're only 8 points behind. So their mentality has to be to tough it out until half-time. Do not concede any more points.
Hindmarsh coming across to Moi. He put him under enormous pressure. Graham was up quickly off the line. And Fui did enormously well to hang on to it. He got rattled. Haynes' kick going to take a deflection. It won't matter because Wright will play it off the boots. They've had good pressure on Jared Haynes kicking tonight and again as a result. The Sharks have it just 15 on their own side of halfway.
Yeah, it's a big part of Parramatta's game. It's Jared Haynes' boot. He can get them out of plenty of trouble because he possesses a long kick, but they've harassed him well tonight.
Best out of dummy half. Taking it back across the halfway line. They've been camped here in this first half. Morris to Carney, giving it to Graham. They were sweating on him. Blair got there. So did Sando. Chrissy Sando fired up after being fended away. Never takes too much, does it? With the red mist rising before his eyes. Now Smith. Proving a handful, going through the tackle there of all good. And he'll play it 20 metres out. They'll have one more. They've got some numbers on the right side. Gallen keeps it going their way. Kukuya to Pomeroy. Knocked down by Burnt. It'll be a knock-on against the Eels.
Be very careful. He's played it.
Well, it was a great read in defence by Luke Burt. The tackle needed to be made. He made contact with the ball, and that's the way that the referees have been adjudicating.
Marker, yeah, just get
on that play. You can see him coming in to make a tackle. Pomeroy goes to pass it into Burt. The Sharks know it's 6 again, but they've got to be strong here, Parramatta.
Robson from the back of the scrum. What a great ball to Carney, who did well to elect not to play at it. And now Pomeroy being frog-marched here by Chase Blair, and in the end he had to get rid of the ball because he was about to drop it, and then Blair and Pomeroy almost came to blows. Here's Fafita. They're playing just outside the Eels 10. They get numbers to the short side again. Gallen is there, linking up with Bikuya. Fijian will play it 5 metres out from the line. Morris showing it. Trying to sneak in against his old club. Stopped as it turned out by Keating and Morgan. Gallen showing it. He gets across as easily as you like. And they've got their third try of the night. He loves to go from dummy half. And after Morris got him within range, he thought, why not? Let's make it back-to-back efforts. And he dives in to score.
And that's always a part of your plan when you play Cronulla. If Paul Gallen goes to dummy half in this situation, more than likely he's going to test the defence. He's in there for a reason. He's going to get down low and he's going to try and force his way over the line. And Jared Hayne was standing there, and just with his strength and his ability to get down low, was able to force his way over the line. And that's a big try for the Sharks leading into half-time. They've been doing a terrific job, Parramatta, given the amount of possession that was going against them.
Here we are, less than 3 minutes out from half-time. And they've had just 12 possessions and completed 8. And the Sharks are 20 of 21 with 70% of the ball.
You would have been wrapped going in at 14-6.
Would have been a big result had they been able to keep it there instead. Carney has this from a very kickable position to make it 20-6. And he fades one back from the black dot to make it 14-point lead. Just over 2 minutes from half-time. And the Sharks would have wanted a scoreline like that, given all the ball they've had.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they would have been deflated themselves going in with an 8-point lead. Gives them that buffer there now of 14 points. And they're playing some good control football.
They might well back themselves to put something on here. This big buffer now. See if they do something a bit special in the minute and a half remaining before half-time. Here is Gallen taking it forward. Bouncing into Keating and also Moi. They had some help from Ben Smith. Here's Morris. Smith pushing up. Everybody hunting around the play the ball. Looking for a carry at the moment for the Sharks. Gallen's there again. Goes to Carney instead though. Now Bakuya. They have brought it back in almost every set off the back of points across the halfway line. Robson runs away from the chaser and puts a kick in. Payne is there, bringing it back from the corner. They have worked it down the field well. They have kicked well. And they force the Eels to work it away from their 20 just about every time they've got possession.
And it's hard to be dominant in defence when you're under fatigue. You know, you push yourself to make the tackle, but your wrestle is not great. And the opposition can just chew up the numbers. And they're under no pressure at all in terms of their kicking game.
And Blair will play it. Smith feeds it across behind Marsh, who gives it to Sando. He's trying to use his speed to get through the line. Nabbed there by Fafita and also Morris, and he was pretty slowly off the ground as well. Roberts going left, cutting back off that left foot. And the Eels will finish with just 13 sets of 6 in their possession for the half. The kick from Sando, played at. A bonus play here for Chase Blair, who flings it out the back. He realises the siren was about to sound. Instead, though, he's given it straight back to the Sharks. And if the feeder plays it quickly here, they'll get one play in before the siren, which is what they do. Gallen takes it to the line. He'll take it to the ground as well. And that will do us for the first half here tonight on Monday Night Football. The Sharks, 3 tries to 1 and a 20-6 lead. We'll take a break and come back with the boys in the studio to look at the halftime highlights in just a moment.
Flick pass from Todd Carney. They were composed all the way through that first 40 minutes.
We good? All right, boys.
Todd Carney gets the all clear, and we're back underway. Kickoff goes down to Chris Sando. Off for Mitch Allgood. Strong run to bring it back out towards the 20. If Stephen Kearney was given just 2 weeks to come up with something just on the Eels side, he'll be under pressure in this 40 minutes, hoping his side can get an even share of the ball to begin with and get some field position to put some pressure on the Sharks' defensive line. Here's Morgan, bringing it back out to the 40. He'll play it here for Keating. Here's Roberts to Moi. Hasn't had a chance to wind up. In fact, since coming off the bench, it's been pretty much mostly defence for Moi and his fellow Eels forwards. But they've gone across the halfway line here, this opening set of 6. Allgood will play it. And it goes from Roberts, who kicks down towards Matthew Wright. It up at his own 10-metre line. Roberts chasing across with him. Gets to Nathan Hindmarsh, who had his hands full. So Fui comes in and takes him to the ground. Midfield, 20 out from the Sharks line. Here's Stapleton. Hasn't really had much to do on the left wing for the Sharks in this year's return game from a second knee reconstruction. They got through some work, didn't they? Some of those Eels forwards, 33 tackles. Imagine in that first half. Carney's kick, it's a big one. It's almost Jared Hayne-like. And Hayne himself goes back to take it on the full at his own 10. And is stopped there by Carney and also Bakuya. That was a big kick. There's a super boot on him, as does Jared Hayne. He was one in the first half. To ask him about afterwards, perhaps. Went 30 metres backwards. Here's Seo. Getting away from Gallen. Picking up 10 or more metres and a run from dummy half. Plays it for Keating. To Roberts. Who gets away from the tackle there of Bakuya. He's still going. Wrights the last line of defence. He got some help. And then Robertson getting to his feet loses the ball. They'll say it was knocked out by Wade Graham.
Great run, though, by Ben Roberts. Taking on the defensive line. And that's not a good sign from the Sharks. Opening up early and so easily. They'll keep the pressure on here, Parramatta. They're not out of this.
might consider themselves unlucky not to be playing against the 12-man Sharks defensive line here. A penalty in a scoring position like that could have easily been a sin bin for Wade Graham. Now Sando. He goes across. Hayne showing it. Getting in behind. Robson getting across the line. And it's the Eels who score first in this second half. Good run by Roberts to get them the field position and the penalty. And then Jared Hayne gets his side back in the hunt at 20 points to 10.
Here he is, Ben Roberts, left foot step in between Gallen and Bakuya. He takes the ball on and does the right thing. Goes to ground. And then Parramatta, they shift the ball to the right. And when you need points, you go to your best attacking player, and that's Jared Hayne. He just steps off his right into the line, and he's too strong. And that's a terrific start from Parramatta. The first 40 minutes, they just had no possession, and the Sharks played extremely well. But if they get a fair share of possession, Parramatta, and their forwards can do the job in the middle and get Hayne some good ball along with Sando, going against a defence that's retreating a little bit, they can score points. They've shown us they can score points. It's just being able to defend points, which has been their big concern this year.
Here is Luke Burt. 12 in from the touchline, bringing it back nicely to make it an 8-point game at 20 points to 12. Ben Roberts standing up in this return to the NRL after missing the last 2 games after being dropped. The round 9 effort against the Bulldogs. He makes a long run, and Hayne, the back of the penalty, finishes it off on the other side of the field. They couldn't have asked for a better into the second half, and now Moi does get a chance to wind up and brings it back almost to the 20. Roberts will take the tackle here just outside the Parramatta 20. They've had the Devil's own job of scoring points in the second half of games this year. They might rectify that tonight. 2 flurries of points they've scored in the second half of games against both the Tigers and the Raiders. They account for almost 30% of the points they'd scored in total this year coming into this game. Moi got rocked there by Pomeroy, who came stumbling out of the contact himself. Here is Hayne. What a shot. Keating goes to Roberts, who puts a kick in. Not played out by Carney, who was grabbed by Roberts. It'll be a penalty if the Sharks don't get possession. And there it is.
Yeah, Todd Carney was certainly taken out, but Ben Pomeroy trying to put a shot on Fui Moi and is rocked out of the tackle. And he was in all sorts. Big collision. He was stunned, Ben Pomeroy. Fui just getting to his feet, but they were gaining momentum in the middle of the park. And he hasn't found touch, Todd Carney.
Hayne leaping and tapping it back. It went backwards off his hand. It's play on for the Eels. And again, Todd Carney fails to find touch as he did in Origin 1.
Well, Parramatta, they're re-energised. They're here to play.
Here's working it up towards the 40. Certainly brought the crowd into the equation as well. The contact between Moi and Pomeroy got them going. They were baying for blood when the penalty went the way to the Sharks. They got possession back anyway. Here's Hayne. Trying to step away there from Carney and also Bakuya. They'll have it on the last here as Roberts feeds it across to Sando. Not a great ball. And now Sando chips in behind them, looking for a bounce. He towed it forward. It goes away from Gordon. It's Morgan coming forward, and Gordon did well to recover and get possession for the Sharks.
It's a courageous play by Gordon. He had to put his body on the line. He knew that Ryan Morgan was going to kick the ball.
Finally, they have some field position. Seems they can put the Sharks under some pressure here to work it away from their own 20. The time they got in the first half was now bringing it back after scoring tries. Fafita. He's at the 30. Working it forward, picks up 10 valuable metres. Brings it back on the last for a kick. Carney will go deep again. Once more, though, he'll find Hayne, who has Burt back there with him. Hayne will give Burt the chance to bring it back. He slips over as he comes to Best and also Wayne.
Yeah, I think if you're the Sharks and Todd Carney, you need to rethink your kicking game. With Parramatta energised, you don't want to be kicking to Jared Hayne. You don't want him to become involved in the match. You need to keep the ball away from him.
Chase Blair taking it away from dummy half. 8 minutes gone in this second half. The one try going to Parramatta. Sando holding it up until the very last moment. Hindmarsh, he had Sharks in his lap when the ball came to him. It was a good effort to hang on to it. Now Sando will kick on play number 5, wanting it to sit down. Getting to the in-goal area, though. Wright will bring it back, and they'll stop him about 13 out from his own line. At least they've got some good field position at the moment. And again, making the Sharks work it away from inside their own 20 through Stapleton.
And this is the battle they have to win. The early tackles. They need to push forward off their line and keep Cronulla camped down here.
Carney going a couple of passes wide of the play of the ball to give the Kuyu a chance, but he was hit upon pretty quickly as well. Morris grabbed by the marker. It was Ryan Morgan making the tackle. They've used up 4 as Carney finds Jeremy Smith. And they've recovered the Sharks to bring it almost back to the halfway line. It'll be a slow play the ball, though, here on the last. As Morris finds it. Not too much pressure on him. And again, taking a chance, he will find the touchline. Hasn't been put off by not finding touch on that kick for line not that long ago. This one a one bouncer and a hop into touch.
Yeah, that was a smart kick from Todd Carney, just slowing the pace of the game down, because the momentum has been all with Parramatta. And when the momentum is with you, you want to go set for set. But if you can somehow slow it down, walk to a scrum, you take the sting out of the game. You defend from a set start, and it's like you've got to create that momentum again. So this is a big challenge here for Parramatta. Sting out of the game. They've got to create momentum again.
Hold on, wait. In. Second rowers. Bend easy. Head in. I'll call out.
Roberts off the back of the scrum was played there by Keating, who want to keep it in the scrum to perhaps try and catch the Sharks offside. Call from the referee, and now Hayne playing it for Sando. He's grabbed there by Matthew Wright. And the Sharks too quickly off their line.
I think he balked, though, didn't he, Chris Sando? And the Sharks moved forward with him. There was a second attempt, I'm sure there was.
The whistle almost blew before the ball was played. It was a curious one, and as a result, Parramatta have it in good field position again. Moi taking it forward, using a forearm up around the base of the neck there of Gallen, who stayed with him. Stops him 10 metres into Sharks territory. Keating going from dummy half. Hindmarsh with a bump there on suspicion from Jeremy Smith. Another penalty.
And you pushed it out. Right, and John, and you won't even get back 10 metres, mate. Give the benefit of the doubt. Tackle was made and you pushed it out.
We're starting to get a run of possession now, Parramatta. It was all the Sharks in the first 40 minutes. Can the Sharks withstand this pressure from the Eels?
Well, it's rare that it doesn't go that way. They have almost 70% of possession. We'll expect a bit of a flow back your way at some stage. Moi will play it here a couple of metres out. Keating finding Roberts, who goes to Sando. Hayne is the second option. He went to the first one, though, in Ben Smith. And he'll play it about 6 metres out from the Sharks line. A try here would make it very interesting. Here's Hindmarsh trying to provide one. Grabbed there by Mark Tafua, who is on field now for the Sharks. Keating to Sando. Goes across. Chase Blair standing there in the tackle of Robson. They came in numbers to get to him, with Best and Gallen helping out. They've used up 4. Here's Sando going across the top to Roberts. Decoy run there by Rennie Matua, who's out there now for Parramatta. Now Morgan gets away the ball to Bird, who grubbers, chasing through, right, has to play at it. And it's great work by Luke Bird to get Parramatta 6 more tackles.
Yeah, smart play there from Luke Bird. He possesses a deft touch with his left foot. He didn't have much room to work with, and when you play long, the passes need to go to the mark. And that was great individual work there by Ryan Morgan. Getting through a bit of traffic, unloading to Burt. Burt sums it up quickly. And they're under sustained attack here, the Cronulla side.
Behind the line, Todd.
Carney with the goal line dropout. It'll bounce down to Sando. He's back out there, bringing it towards Tafua and also Morris. And they'll have it on play 1, 30 away from the Sharks line. Here's Smith back on the angle. Will play it pretty quickly as well for Keating. Sando with some options. He finds Roberts. And now Hayne in behind the two. A no-look ball for Luke Bird. Oh, what a pass that was. Jared Hayne at his ball-playing best. And the Eels are a big factor in this game tonight.
And that's his favourite play, Jared Hayne. The cutout pass to the winger. And Luke Bird, he knew it was coming. He held his width on the touchline. Sando out the back to Roberts. Roberts out the back to Hayne, and watch him sum it up here. Bang. Just engages the line. A no-look pass, but he knows where his players are. He jumps, he skips, engages the line. He puts them in 2 minds, the defence. And the key there, he had options. He had players moving around the ball. And Jared Hayne scored one, has now set one up. Parramatta are back in this game. The momentum has switched. And they're not winning the ruck, the Sharks. Their contact is poor at the moment. They're allowing Parramatta, in particular their forwards, to get to their feet too quickly. Their forwards are doing a great job.
There aren't too many who can throw passes like that, are there? Benji Marshall, Jared Hayne, the superstars of the game. Billy Slater has become a ball-playing fullback as well. He's on great form yesterday against the Warriors. And now Bird bringing it back. Suddenly they can do no wrong. It is 20 points to 18. And after being all the Sharks in the first half, the Eels have dominated this second period.
Well, now their supporters get a chance to be happy and start getting right behind their team. Big 25 minutes coming up for both sides.
Timna charging back at them. They've got some wind in their sails now, haven't they? Takes it beyond the 20 on the bring back. And it's Justin Paul who follows suit and goes beyond the 30. Big meters here in the first 2 plays for Parramatta. Roberts gives it to Matua. Fends away from Todd Carney. And on 3 plays, they brought it back to the halfway line. They are rolling the ruck and killing them at the moment in regards to meters. Keating goes to Hindmarsh. Standing in the tackle. He won't try and offload it. They've got tackles up their sleeve here. Roberts, he will kick early into the back of Carney. He wants a bounce. He slipped over. It's still there. And then it was knocked on by Carney. They're going, in fact, to say that he didn't knock it on. But it looked as though in trying to pick up the ball, he did just knock it forward slightly.
Yeah, I thought from here, we're not in the best position, but I thought Todd Carney knocked the ball forward, and now Parramatta have given away a penalty. A push and shove between Roberts and Pomeroy.
Get away from him, roll.
But they're walking. They are walking, the Sharks. I think the scoreboard has affected their mentality. I know that Parramatta are starting to have some possession, but there's a real drop-off in their intensity in defence.
Let's see what they can offer here in this sort of 6 with the ball. Tafua in mid-air for a moment. Second half tackles, 87 total tackles by the Sharks, just 32 by the Eels. Here's Hindmarsh getting up in the face of Bakuya. Whoa! Well, that's a penalty in most games. Not tonight, quite obviously. Now Robson goes across to Carr. Coming up out of the line. Good work by Chase Blair. That was an important stop right there. They need to try and keep this momentum. And then Carney takes a chance of pushing the marker after the play the ball. Here is Gallen. De Gois is blowing up behind the play. He gets to play the ball from Gallen. Now Carney, a bit of feeling creeping into this one as Bakuya runs towards Roberts and also Matua. Last play, Carney chipping it back towards the uprights. It'll bounce and go dead. And well handled defensively by the Eels in that set. They're looking for a quick restart. They're at the 20.
Can't pass it there. Can't pass it. No. He can give a short pass to there. Not a short pass on the run there. Short pass there. Wait.
It was a poor kick, though, from Todd Carney, hooking it back to the middle of the field. There was no chases whatsoever.
No, it might have been okay had support back on the inside known it was on, but nobody realised it. Sando was happy to watch it go dead. Now the Eels bring it back to the 40. It's Keating. Comes across the red stripe and links up with Justin Paul. Good tackle around the legs by Bryce Gibbs, and Shane Flanagan wasting no time in getting Gibbs back out there, the defensive specialist, with the Sharks leaking points in this second half. Now Blair takes it across the halfway line. He'll play it for Smith. It goes to Sando. He's holding it out in one hand, threatening to pop it up to somebody. He didn't, and he'll play it here on the last as Keating goes back to Hayne. With that big boot of his, he puts it up in the air. It'll stay there a long time as well. Good catch by Matthew Wright. Not that long ago, it was something of a 50-50 bet under the high ball, or playing on either the wing or in the full-back position. But this season, since taking over for Nathan Gardner, he's been very good. Here's Stapleton, somebody else who can fill in that full-back position should the Sharks feel it necessary. Gallen, stopped there by Keating. He's now made 42 tackles tonight for Parramatta. De Gois goes across to Graham. Big fend in the chest, you could hear it coming through our sideline microphone. And eventually he's wrapped up by CO. With one more play here, Robson goes to Carney. Hindmarsh was chasing out. The kick puts Hayne under pressure. Wright is there again. He slapped at it, bounced up here for Pomeroy. He went forward from him to Gordon. It'll be a knock-on against the Sharks and a changeover.
Yeah, well, it was a good tackle on Ben Pomeroy, because that ball could have gone anywhere. Todd Carney putting the ball up in the air, trying to get his team to contest it. Good Burt tackle, 12 metres out from his own line. Big set of 6 here for Parramatta. The outside men, they need to get heavily involved.
CO playing it to Matua on this short side. Fast play the ball, keep them going. Roberts throws in, takes it across the halfway line, and then some. Stopped eventually by Carney and also De Gois. Here's Keating going to Hayne. He gives it to Sando. He hasn't really been a factor in attack tonight. A good kick here, though, has Wright under pressure. They're coming through. Smith is there, and Wright, sensing they were coming quickly, went to ground to keep the ball in play. Now Sando looking for one of those trademark shoulder charges on Stapleton. Best. He'll go from dummy half. He forces a legs tackle. They need more of that, that's for sure. Here's Wright off the back of the good run by Best. And they've recovered nicely. They're taking possession on top of their own goal line to bring it back beyond the 40 through Graham. Sando smiling as he comes to grips there with Graham. The kick from Robson goes down to be taken there by Hayne, who hands it off again for Luke Burt. And they are winning this battle, aren't they? When they get possession off the back of those kicks by the Sharks for the most part now. They're at the 30 or thereabouts. It was the other way around in the first half. Now Hindmarsh brings it up to Tafua. Links up with Rennie Matua. He takes them back on the attack once again. And down to the right-hand side. Roberts, pass intended for Sando perhaps, or maybe Hayne. both left it for each other in the end. They had to go back and clean it up. Now Blair will be taken into touch as a result. A poor pass. It put them under pressure, and the Sharks have a rare win in the second half.
Yeah, look, Ben Roberts, he's done some good things, but then the execution of his passing game at times tonight has been poor. They've been on the ground, and it just stops the whole flow and the momentum that Parramatta are building. He's going riding the push right. I think that's the last we'll see of him participating in tonight's game. He'll be back on there soon.
Might have been, had the score still been 20 points to 6, they might have taken the chance to give him a breather, but at 20 points to 18, he'll be back out there.
You would think so. If he can run, he'll be there.
Colin Best plays it for Cronulla. Stapleton works it back for a settler from dummy half. The Goyce waiting. Really has been the old tale of two halves here tonight. Smith going to work it down the middle. The punch that they got left through their forwards at the moment. Now Carney going to Bakuya. They're up in his face. Roberts is there, and so is Morgan, whose defence has certainly improved after being very shaky in the early part of the season and given a chance by Stephen Kearney. Back to Jeremy Smith. 20 metres out in front of the uprights. 16 minutes remaining in this one. Thompson chips it towards the corner. Some pressure here on Sio, who did well to come down with it. He had players flying through the air in front of him. Best was one of them, and Stapleton another. Sio did very well.
He's been a real find for Parramatta, hasn't he, Ken Sio? He's dangerous with the football. Gets in, he does the hard yards. Defensively, he's come up with some nice reads.
Joseph Paulo working it across the 13 again. Good metres for the Eels from their own end. 10+ metres on every carry at the moment. And Matua taking it to the outside of Carney, and he really fancies his chances, Matua, against Carney. You can sense that. It's gone to him a number of times now and done well. Now Roberts chipping it towards the corner. Not a bad bounce for him either. Made it awkward for Wright, who decided to let it go. Now he brings it back, and Roberts is down there to make a tackle, a good one. Cuts him down, 5 out from his own line. Gordon working it across the field. 2 tackles gone, and they're at their own 10. Such a swing of momentum in this game from halftime onwards. Here's Graham. Terrific run, and didn't they need that?
He's had some nice touches in the second half, Wade Graham.
Away from dummy half. Takes a chance at going to the sideline, but found the turf quickly enough. And off the back of the Graham and Best runs, they've done well to bring it back to the halfway line. Gibbs will get them there. With one more play in this set. But Goyce will go to the left-hand side. Robson looking for the in-goal area, and he'll find it as well. And they'll have to play at it here. Sio sees plenty of lime blue jumpers in front of him when he brings it back out. He'll play it 5 out from his own line. The best kick result for the Sharks, well, perhaps his second half.
Yeah, it was great work by Jeff Robson, taking a bit of pressure off Todd Carney. The chasers were there, and now Parramatta have to work it away from their line. He's the key, Jared Hayne, for Parramatta.
He has been for some seasons now, hasn't he? It's poor. Good run. Only just stopped there by Jeremy Smith. Now keeping going from dummy half. Perhaps Ben Ross called out of it. So Paulo cuts back to the right-hand side. A kick from Blair. I don't know that he intended it off a poor pass from Joseph Paulo. And it went straight, luckily for the Sharks, to Nathan Stapleton.
Well, the pass didn't need to be made, and that's just a coach killer. And the Sharks have been doing it tough, and now they get a chance in the good zone.
Hindmarsh. The tackle around the shoulders there on Ben Ross. De Goyce linking up with Robson. Out the back to Carter. Takes it to the line. It takes him stopping. He offloads away to Isaac Gordon. Tries to weave in traffic. They've got 3 plays from close range. Gordon screaming for a penalty. What a place just to play the ball. Now it's played at by Parramatta.
Derek, don't! You reached around, you're not square.
He's going to get another talking to as well here.
Hey, don't talk, or you sit over there. Don't even talk to me, or I'll sit you down there straight away, okay? You deal with him. Don't talk to me, I've warned you. I said there, he was on there too long. He's got to get square. He's landing around the side. He must get square. I'm not going to cop anything off him. Talk to him.
It has been an issue, hasn't it? The relationship between referees and players. Off the back of Origin 1, pretty much.
On the line, Joseph.
The player's getting a bit fiery. It's going to be Steve Lyons. He'll stay in charge here. The experienced man looking after things at the moment as Gibbs takes it towards the line. Looking for a try. Just to stem the flow, change the momentum of this second half if they can. Ross running towards Paul. Good tackle. Front rower on front rower. 5 metres away. Jeremy Smith going to the line. Good stop there by Matt Ryan and also Hindmarsh. They've used up 3 plays. Cronulla still just a couple of metres away from the line. Now a chance to Goyce trying to spin his way over.
Tackle 4.
Underneath him. There's a nice stop made by Matt Ryan to hold him up.
Yeah, they're desperate now, Parramatta.
Hey,
Isaac de Goyce going from dummy half. There's a little bit of feeling in this game, a bit of pushing and shoving. Players are mouthing off at one another.
Let's go. Come on.
Jared Hayne
He did the same thing at the other
having a running battle with the referee here at the moment.
Tackle 4.
We've got 2 tackles to be strong here. Parramatta.
Smith goes to Carney. Robson going wider still to Cronulla. Ball there for Colin Best, who loses it at the line. Steve Lyons has got to check it.
Tackle 5 can just make sure that is lost forward there. Make sure it's not stripped out.
Well, it was a slicing run from Colin Best. He looked like he was going to score for all money. But the desperation of the Parramatta defenders getting across there, and it's Ben Smith and Jared Hayne.
He just lost it.
I don't think it's a rake. I think he loses it forward.
Never really had possession of the ball as he would like, and it just came away from his hand after the tackle by Smith.
Great desperation, though, from Ben Smith. Getting across there with Jared Hayne. We know the importance of scoring tries, but it's also just as important to save them. And they all talk about Ben Smith's qualities as a defender. You know, you can be a good tackler, but that doesn't necessarily make you a good defender. You have to work with the line. You have to be a good talker. You have to organise people inside and outside. And you have to have good scramble defence. And that's exactly what Ben Smith has in his game. He lost this before the line, so this will be a scrum to Parramatta.
The more replays we did see, I was beginning to get a little nervous. And Rod Lawrence came up with the red lights.
When you go, bind. Time's on.
Time back on. Sando with the scrum feed. Goes across to Chase Blair. The Eels back within 2. Still 11 minutes to play in this one. Absorbing second half. Justin Paul. Played about 25 short of the halfway line. Hindmarsh. Get to the line. Getting it to Ryan Morgan. He's away. A 2-on-1. Bird in support. Bird for the line. And Parramatta will have the lead. An incredible second half here tonight at Parramatta Stadium. Morgan has been left on the ground after drawing and passing. Burt loomed up, and when the pass was a good one, they weren't going to get to him. 3 tries in this second half, and the Eels are in front.
He's been impressive tonight, Ryan Morgan and Nathan Hindmarsh going to the line and looking for a runner. And it was Morgan who just put his body on the line and wanted to crash through the defence. He was prepared to wear a bruise for his team, and he just goes between Carney and Stapleton, and doesn't he hold his head there when he's in the clear? He didn't panic, held himself together. He timed the pass to Luke Burt, beautifully. And Luke Burt, playing in his 251st game for Parramatta, has crossed to take this blue and gold side to the lead. And the possession has turned in their favour. This young man, Ryan Morgan, on his back with the trainer. That was a courageous run.
He knew he was going to wear a shot from Matthew Wright. Right around the ribs, rather. I'm sure he sucked the air out of him.
Well, on 2 occasions, he was going to wear a shot. Running off Nathan Hindmarsh. When you run that line, you're looking to be smashed. And when you draw the fullback in a 2-on-1 situation, you're prepared to cop a bruise. And he copped one, and he's still struggling to recover from it. But he has put his team in front. And this has been a tremendous second half by Parramatta on the back of possession.
This man, Luke Burt, 2 tries. He's gone past the 1,700 point mark tonight in his NRL career. After kicking one from a similar position not that long ago, there's a chance here to make it a 4-point lead for Parramatta. What is turning out to be a weekend of comebacks. The Bulldogs were 12 down against the Rabbitohs on Saturday night. Melbourne were 12 down to the Warriors yesterday at Mount Smart Stadium, and the Eels here tonight trailed by 14 at half-time. Bird's kick stays straight enough and hit the upright. Just a little too much hook, but they have the lead as we go inside the final 10 minutes at 22 points to 20. A remarkable second half here tonight. It was all the Sharks, and then some in the first 40. Carney with the kickoff. Brings it back, looking for just their second win of the season. And with their coach perhaps needing a result either tonight or next week, try and save his career perhaps, coaching here at Parramatta. That's the word. Keating feeds it across to Roberts. Goes to Paulo. Now Hayne. Things are happening for them. There was no timing in their plays to begin in the first half on the right-hand side. They've certainly got it going now. Look at Hayne go. They're charging at them. Seo. He's still going. Has Hayne back on the inside. It is all Parramatta. The Eels, they are electric. Clear the runway. The Hayne plane is back tonight.
Some wonderful football there from Parramatta. Fighting to keep their season alive and fighting to save their embattled coach. And they have produced a stunning second half performance. Every man to a T has done their job. They've created momentum through the middle of the park, and they've allowed this man, Jared Hayne, some time and space with the football. Here he is going to the line down a short side. There was a 4-on-2 situation, and that's just too easy for Jared Hayne. Seo was down the sideline, and Hayne pushing up in support. He was the man who identified the numbers. He knew where it had to go. He starts it, he finishes it. And Parramatta have extended this lead to 6. More than likely be 8. And they will be hard to run down from here.
From just about right in front. And these sort of scenes have been rare at Parramatta Stadium for more than a couple of seasons now. The fans are on their feet. Hayne and the boys in blue and gold got a standing ovation. They celebrated that try. It was breathtaking, the movement down the right wing. They couldn't stop Seo, and Hayne did the rest. And now from right in front, Luke Burt makes makes it 28 points to 20. There is still time for the Sharks, but the way things are going, you'd be backing the Eels to run away with this and put on quite a score perhaps in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, anything's possible, but I'm just wondering, with Paul Gallen there being on the sideline, with the game being in the balance, why he hasn't come back onto the field. He might be carrying a slight problem. Let's hope not.
It is curious. He's been watching on. We were talking about him coming back when it was a 2-point game. Well, now it's an 8-point game the other way. Joseph Paulo brings it back to almost the 30-metre line for Parramatta. Absolutely incredible scenes here in this second half. 4 tries to the Eels, who are facing a 7th straight loss for the 14th time in the club's history. And they came here tonight. And here they are, slipping out of this slump. Hayne, his kick, touched. Seo's away again. Ankle tapped by Best. He tries to get up and go again. And it will be 6 more tackles. They can put it away right here. Here's Moi running it right and still going. He's only 10 metres away, looking for the knockout blow. Keating waiting, gives it to Paulo. They go back to the short side. Ben Smith, in his first game of the season, is standing on top of the line. They stop him. 3 plays gone. Here's down Main Street, searching for the turf. Did he get there? No, he didn't.
Gee, that's a wonderful tackle.
Timeout.
Matthew Wright and Jeff Robson, I think it was, the halfback on Fui. Not many players would be able to stop him.
Call it, Best, call it. Get on the line. Get on the line.
That was a good tackle. But the momentum is all with Parramatta.
Comes to Chris Sando. Now Roberts rubbing in behind them. The pressure on Gordon to come up with it. He does. Well, the Sharks will need to score twice in the final 4.5 minutes. Here's Pomeroy. Prepared to say they've got just about nothing left in the tank after all the work they had to do defensively in this second half. Graham's having a bit to say about that. He's been very good on the left edge for them. Colin Best puts it down. He passed it forward, and that might be it tonight.
Oh, the fans, they're loving it. They haven't had much to cheer about here on the terraces at Parramatta Stadium this season, but they're in fine voice tonight. Well, it could have been easy for Parramatta at 20-6 at half time to turn it up. A lot of people weren't expecting them to win this game, but you can see the possession. 18 from 20 in the second half. And possession tonight has turned into points for both sides. It's that classic cliche of a game of 2 halves. Sharks, all the ball, all the points in the first 40. Parramatta having all their own way in the second.
Have they got one more here for the fans to celebrate with? Hindmarsh. Just about bring the place down if he got across the line. Looking for their first win since round 5. Their only win of this season against the Seagulls. It seems a long time ago now. Here's Roberts. Oh, nice ball to Ben Smith. He stays alive, eventually wrapped up there by Colin Best. Chase Blair waits a dummy half. Goes to Sando. Almost going over the top of Wade Graham. Couple of big charges from the front row in the last few possessions. Here's Sando going to Paulo, keeping it alive. Roberts skipping to the outside of Carney, fending away from him. Bukuya, with the help of Gibbs, stop him. Last play. Goes across to the middle. Sando looking for a field goal, and why not? He turns an 8-point lead into a 9-point lead with just over 2.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Chrissy Sando, he wasn't going to put the ball in the air or give the Sharks a chance to get the ball back. He's grabbed the 1-pointer. And Parramatta have secured their second victory of the season. And not only will the players be happy, I'm sure their coach, Stephen Kearney, would be very proud of this effort tonight.
Kearney with the short restart. Going out for it. Paulo comes down with it. It's that sort of night, isn't it, for Parramatta? This effort, if they can keep the Sharks scoreless in this half, it'll be the first time they've kept a team scoreless in a half of football since the opening half of the season. And they shut out the Broncos here back in round 1 before going down 18 points to 6. Ryan, what a ball! Luke Burt looking for a hat-trick, chipping over the top. It'll just be too big.
That was a tremendous ball from the young back row, Matty Ryan. Again, Luke Burt held his width. He was able to get to the outside of Stapleton. And it's been a complete performance from Parramatta. This will give their fans something to think about and something to be real happy about over the coming weeks if they can reproduce this.
The Sharks fans think about this also. Here's Colin Best getting away there from Chris Sando. He'll play it 35 metres out. Inside the last minute, Graham holds it up. Gives it to Matthew Wright. And he'll play it inside the Parramatta 18. De Goyce to Robson. Comes across to Carney. He'll head back to the short side, searching for a hole. Gets up to go again. They're going to say he was held. And he'll go back to play it. On the last play, perhaps their last crack at them tonight. Graham looking to try and keep it alive. He'll take it to ground, and Parramatta will work it off their own line, and pretty happily so. They'll count down the final few seconds. It's been a stunning second half here tonight. There's no other way to describe it. 4 tries after being down by 14 at the break. They had such little possession in the first half. They're entitled to be out of gas. And Chrissy Sando says, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to set up camp here in the corner of the field and supply a souvenir for the fans in the stands. Embraced by Ben Ross. The 2 former Rabbitohs come together. The Eels. They've got to win and perhaps given their coach a bit of breathing space as well. 29-20, they've beaten the Sharks.
A spirited performance by Parramatta. 20-6 at half-time. They had no possession. But they came out in the second half, and right from the first set of 6, they rolled up their sleeves and they muscled their way through this Sharks team. And Jared Hayne came alive. And it's great to see. They have gradually improved over the last month as a football team.